NYPD cops try to shake down a Brooklyn bar owner. Here we go. Let's show you video of one of the incidents.
No, don't say this. What you just did? You did all that for a reason.
You busted my store for a reason. You grabbed my equipment because what?
I opened your door.
No, you bust through my door and you grabbed my equipment because of why? You bust through my door with your flashlight and grabbed my equipment because of why?
No one busted.
Yes, you did.
I have you on camera. You bust through my door.
Welcome to the Big Apple, folks. Welcome to the Big Apple. It's a different kind of policing. On this day, Shamel Kelly, the former Brooklyn bar owner, whistleblower on an alleged NYPD corruption ring, had one question Tuesday as his legal team announced plans to sue the city. How deep does it go? That's a good question. The "it" refers to the scandal involving the twin brother of former Police Commissioner Edward Caban. James Caban allegedly shook down Kelly, whose Juice and More bar in Coney Island had been subjected to police raids on a near weekly basis. Do you see why I keep, in so many of these stories, using the word mafiosa? Who behaves like this? Does it remind you of anything? Attorney Bernadette Vinalon, who is also representing Kelly, accused cops of performing illegal searches and seizures throughout a mob-like shakedown. All to pocket some cash, calling it a pay-to-play operation. He encountered so much harassment, illegal searches, and it only ramped up more when Mr. Kelly refused to pay the $2,500 to Mr. Caban. Villalon said, got so bad to the point that Mr. Kelly was forced to close down that very business that he worked so hard to open, leaving him with no business. Wow. Legal team provided videos to the media that shows an army of police officers entering the business, shutting it down on several occasions, and even making arrests. I was visited over, I would say, a 6-month span every week on Thursdays, Friday, Saturdays, when I was open. Kelly told reporters outside City Hall October 1st, I knew something was off because our establishment never had issues. We never had any fights. We never had any crimes, anything going in my space, and it was just excessive police force. AM New York with the details. Kelly alleges that Ray Martin, former associate director for Mayor Eric Adams' Office of Entertainment and Nightlife, told him the frequent raids from the 60th precinct would disappear if he paid James Caban a fee. Both Martin and Edward Caban have since resigned since news of the scandal broke. Now, Mayor Adams, he was indicted, right? He's under indictment, innocent till proven guilty. I believe I saw that. Bunch of people standing on, he gave a little press conference. He got shouted down by hecklers, but that Mayor Adams. But anyway, Kelly, alongside his attorneys during the press conference, told reporters that he was cooperating with federal investigators, has shared video material with them, and wants to see how far up the food chain the commands went and if they touched two city officials like the mayor, who was indicted last week on unrelated bribery and corruption charges. Civil rights attorney Harry Daniels, who is also representing Kelly, he said he's looking to answer Kelly's question of how far the alleged scheme involving the former commissioner's brother went at the NYPD and potentially at City Hall. Make no mistake about it, I would have brought a lawsuit today, but it goes so deep that we have to continue to do our investigation and continue to dig and find out how deep it goes. Every time we get ready to bring a suit, we find out something else, Daniels said. We want to get all the actors, all the people, the corrupt people involved in this suit. Yes, Attorney Daniels, you might be looking a long time. You might need a ream of legal pads. Just get them in bulk at Costco or something, because this is going to be a lot here. Any surprise, this allegation here, Jayar?
I don't think even the people that would support them had any surprise about this. You know, we just talked earlier about police officers and cover-ups and murders of people in the street, and how many times, I think I saw someone comment and say, many times these officers move on to another precinct, the next town over, if those few instances when they do get fired. But this is one of those few professions where you can do that, because always use Subway or McDonald's as the example. But if they catch you stealing some fries or handing them to your friends for free from McDonald's, and you're just a minimum wage McDonald's worker, they fire you. And then what you probably can't do, I've never experienced this situation, so maybe you can, but I get the feeling that if you go down the street and try and apply at Burger King, and then they ask you for your references, you say, yeah, I worked at McDonald's down the street, and they call them and say, yeah, we fired him because he stole fries and gave them to his friends. I have this weird suspicion that you're not going to get hired at the Burger King because they're going to go, he likes to steal fries. We don't like losing fries, even if they're $2.50. So, but in this case, isn't that normal to think if you encourage criminal behavior because you go into the profession of police work, maybe people, because we're all just citizens until we take that job and then put the utility belt on with guns and batons and all that. If you then go do that, maybe you might attract people who like the idea of having immunity from the crimes that they like to commit. It might attract people that think, yo, I can shake down business owners and not have to worry about it because our system of justice is set up for me to do whatever the hell I want. Why do we think that if we deter crime by killing people with the death penalty, put them in jail for 20 years for marijuana possession, why do we think that's a crime deterrent, but we don't think it's encouraging if you tell them they can come and do crimes? It doesn't really make any sense. All the way up to, and I hate to include him every time, but this guy's trying to run to be the president of the United States again, all the way up to the guy who says, I want complete law enforcement immunity so that they can do their jobs without worrying about being fired. So if I'm a criminal, I'm going to think, yo, that's a good job to have. I can do whatever the hell I want. Why isn't that the same thought process? I think because we've been encouraged to believe that they won't do anything, even though we see them do it in front of our faces all the time.
Well, that dear leader who wants to do it again at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Jayar, told people, don't believe anything you see or hear, only believe me. Only believe me.